Please give them a warm welcome. I'm a bit concerned because I've never used a microphone like this before, so I don't know how close to get to it. Yeah, like Hillary, William asked me to just say a few words about why I'm standing for the SDP. I spoke to Hillary before this and said, you know, what are you going to say? You're just going to sort of wing it? And she said, no, I've got lots of notes. And I suddenly got very, very nervous. No, I think William and Hillary have explained a lot about policy and what sort of separates us from a lot of the other parties. I wanted to speak a little bit more about, well, less about policy and more about my personal involvement with the SDP. So I'm representing, or I'm standing as a candidate for Manchester Central, and I'm quite a new member to the SDP. I was thrilled to be told about them last year, and I got an email upon joining from Tim, the Northwest Chair, and he said, would you be up for standing as a candidate? I said, yeah, well then, why not? I think, well, I wanted to say a couple of things about what attracted me to the party. So, Margaret Thatcher once said, there's no such thing as society. And I think, along with a lot of other things she said, she was wrong. The SDP, unlike a lot of the other parties that have sort of given up on society, and I think they've just accepted what she said about that, as with a lot else, the SDP cares about society. It's the social and social democratic party. You know, William speaks often critically about liberalism. And you think, well, we're all liberals, aren't we? And he said to me the other day, the problem with liberalism is it's about me, and whereas the SDP are about us. And I think that's a big, big difference. I'm going to just check my notes because I don't want to sort of forget anything. But I think the other parties offer really no unifying vision for society, and I think that's different with the SDP. It's good to have the media here and have a bit of exposure. I think one of the biggest issues with the party, with what we're trying to do, is to get the message out there. You know, a lot of the stuff that's in this manifesto, someone got a manifesto to hand? This is brilliant, okay? All we need to do is tell people about this and say, go read the manifesto. And when you do, a lot of people, as I'm sure there are members here tonight, if you tell somebody about the party, they come back to you and they say, yeah, I love it, I agree with that. Right? The biggest issue we have is actually getting the word out there. The media focuses so much on the main parties, and they say, well, you know, they're doing well in the polling, or they've got MPs. The problem is they're doing well in the polling and they've got MPs because the media focuses on them so much. It's a vicious circle. So we've really got to break that, and we've got to get out there and get the message out to people. I'm trying to do that in Manchester Central. I've been out leafleting for many months, and it's given me an idea about why young people or other people don't want to get involved in politics. It's difficult. It's very tiring. You get people, I've had people set their dogs on me in suburbs of Manchester. I've had people swear at me, tear the leaflet off and throw it at me. You know, it's not easy. It's also very costly because you've got to dedicate quite a lot of time to it. And if you're working 60-hour weeks, you just don't have the time. One of the things that I think I really want to do with this campaign and through the SDP is to encourage other young people to get involved in politics. So many other people like me recognise the issues that we have and are not in agreement with the Conservatives or Labour or the Lib Dems, unlike what the media say when they say, you know, all young people are Labour or whatever. That's just not true. The problem is that young people don't see a vision of how we get there, and I think that's what we have to offer up as a party. So yeah, that would be my final thing to end on, is to say, rather than just sitting there, I think democracy shouldn't be a case of sitting on the sofa, pointing at the TV and criticising. It should be participative. So we have to encourage people to get involved, stand up for what you believe in, do something, and try to create some change.